If you're thinking about making a home purchase in 2023, specifically in Atlanta, Georgia, the metro Atlanta area, you don't want to miss a minute of this video as I'm sharing buyer mistakes you can't afford to make if you want to be successful and happy with your home purchase. This video is going to be jam-packed and we're starting it right now. Let's do it. I'm Jonathan McCoy, Atlanta's Real McCoy, and I've been helping buyers just like you purchase homes for the past 10 years. And I want to bring that experience and knowledge to you while helping you specifically navigate the waters of 2023. As many of you know, home prices have shot up, interest rates have gone up too, and housing inventory is down. So to be able to navigate the path just right to make sure you make a wise home purchase in 2023, I'm going to show you the tips that you need to know, the mistakes that you need to avoid to make your home purchase not only a pleasant experience, but one that's a wise decision for you and your family. First mistake that you want to avoid is thinking that it's a buyer's market right now. Maybe somewhere in the US it's a buyer's market, but it certainly isn't here in Atlanta, Georgia. It is still very much a seller's market. What does that mean? Well, that means that the seller still has some advantages, mainly inventory. There's just not a lot of homes still available in metro Atlanta based on the number of people that are still looking to purchase a home. That means that you need to plan appropriately, first of all being pre-qualified and better yet, pre-approved to make a home purchase. You need to have your lender in place, contacted, and making sure that you can afford the home that you think you want to purchase. Best thing you can do is be pre-approved with a lender, which means you've given the lender pretty much all the information that they need to make a quick move when it comes to purchasing your home. You can make an offer and close as quickly as possible. A mistake that so many people out there looking to purchase a home make is that they're maybe qualified or maybe not, and they're saying, hey, let's look at some homes, let's take this process slowly, which is fine. I don't mind you taking the process slowly. The problem comes when you come across a home that's perfect. That home that just matches just about everything that you want and is at a good price in the area you want. Then you're ready to make an offer, but you don't have your ducks all lined up in a row. You still need to talk with your lender or get some details out there. Delaying that process could cost you big. An example I can give you is I was working with some buyers and I had talked to them about getting pre-qualified and better yet pre-approved with a lender. They said, yeah, we know, and have kind of pushed it off, and they got pre-qualified and got some information to the lender, but hadn't really gone down the path of pre-approval. There were also some obstacles that they had to kind of navigate that I won't get into the details of, but they just weren't totally ready. Well, home popped up they absolutely loved. They wanted to make an offer on it, but they still needed to get some details to the lender. Turns out there were a few more obstacles than they were prepared for, so it actually took a couple weeks to get everything lined up. In those couple of weeks, someone else came in, made an offer on the home, the seller accepted it, and they lost out on that home purchase. Make sure that you are absolutely ready to go, because if that home pops up, you want to be able to make an offer quickly and get that offer accepted. Mistake number two you want to avoid is not working with an experienced agent. If you're working with a new agent, that could be okay as long as they're being mentored or a part of a team that has experienced agents on it. Let me kind of give you an example of what I'm talking about. There are some agents out there right now that never experienced a buyer's market, never experienced even a normal market. They maybe came into this industry in the past couple years and think that homes sell in a day or two, that you need to make crazy offers on a home. Or maybe that inexperienced agent never really truly understood what a buyer's market looks like, and they think a buyer's market is right now, which it definitely is not. And they think that they have all the control, that they can just go in and do whatever they want with their buyer, take their time, ask for crazy things in their offers. That's just not the case. However, when an agent really hasn't experienced a slowdown in the market, which really right now, yeah, we've slowed down from 2020 and 21 and beginning of 22, but really we're looking like the market of 2016, which is just a normal market for most of us. Having that agent with the experience of more normal markets like we're experiencing now can be very important when guiding you to making a wise offer when it comes to purchasing a home. Mistake number three you want to avoid is not being patient. There is very low inventory still out there right now, and still buyers competing for that low inventory. It may take a while to find the home that you're looking for. Be patient. It could be that the home that you're looking for comes up in a week or two. It does happen, but that is not the typical case. It could take a month or two before you find the home that you're looking to purchase, and maybe longer. Which leads us to our next tip, and that is giving in on too many of your must-haves or really wants on your list of things for the home you're looking to purchase. At the beginning of 2022, there was a survey that came out that said over 70% of people that purchased over the last 2 years were unhappy with their purchase. I don't want that to be you. You need to be patient with your purchase, but you also don't need to give in on a lot of the things that you are desiring for a home. For instance, in Metro Atlanta and the Atlanta area, some people give in on the location because sometimes you can't buy where you want to buy because of lack of inventory or home prices. However, location can be very important for a number of reasons. One is, as many of you know, commute times in Atlanta are terrible. We have terrible traffic here, so if you are commuting and you don't want to spend a lot of time in your car, then you need to make sure that you purchase a home that's near your work. Or maybe you want to be near parks for just jogging or walking or riding bikes. Maybe you have a dog and want to be near a dog park. So look for places in and around these areas that have these that you can purchase a home in. And don't give up. Again, be patient with it because it might take a while for that home to pop up in the area you're looking for. It doesn't mean you need to be unrealistic. If you're wanting a $300,000 home with 4 bedrooms and 3 baths and you're looking in Peachtree Corners, it's just not going to happen. So make sure that you're purchasing in an area that does make sense and that matches your needs, but also that you're realistic for what you're looking for. Next thing is giving in on the size of the home. A lot of people, this is a place where they give in at. Maybe they want 4 bedrooms and only can get 3, or maybe the kitchen size isn't what they want, and it goes on and on. Make sure that you're happy with the size of the home you're purchasing. Now again, it might not be the absolute best and match everything you want, but it needs to be close. There are home purchasers out there that maybe bought a 3-bedroom home when they were wanting 4, their family grew in a year or 2, and all of a sudden they needed that extra bedroom, so they had to sell quickly and try to find another home. So giving in the size of the home may not be the right thing for you to do. Maybe it is something you want to do and risk that, but just know the size of the home is one of those things you definitely need to take consideration. Next up is the neighborhood. Make sure that you're liking the neighborhood you're moving into as well. What you need to do is visit that neighborhood in the daytime and the nighttime, different days of the week to get a feel for that neighborhood. Again, one of the things that happens is people purchase a home thinking the neighborhood looks one way, only to discover it really isn't that way at all. Maybe you really like to go and talk with neighbors and like to take walks and meet people. And all of a sudden you're looking at the neighborhood and no one's ever out and about walking. And it's really hard to meet people. So get a feel for that neighborhood. The other thing you can do is talk with neighbors. You can have your agent do this. Just go knock on a few doors, meet a couple of neighbors and get their feel for the neighborhood. Or maybe if someone is out walking their dog, that you can ask them how they like living in the neighborhood. Next mistake you absolutely want to avoid is not hitting that thumbs up button and subscribing. If you want to check out all the videos that I have for you coming up in 2023, you're going to want to hit that subscription button. Next mistake on the list that you want to make sure you avoid is not being good with the payments of your current terms of your loan. Here's what I mean by that. There is this phrase that's going out by a lot of agents, including I think even Dave Ramsey said it was, marry the home and date the rate. What that means is that you go and buy a home and marry it, meaning stay with it for a while, but that interest rate that you got, your loan, can be refinanced down the line. So just date it. You can actually break up with it and refinance later. However, here's something very important that you need to know. First of all, be comfortable with whatever loan you purchase on the front end and knowing that it's possible you can't refinance down the line. It's possible that interest rates actually don't go down or enough that makes sense to refinance. It's also possible that the equity in your home goes down too. Maybe prices go down. In that case, you might not be able to refinance on your home. Just because that someone out there is using this term and you think you can refinance down the line doesn't mean that you can. What you want to make sure of is that you're comfortable with the current payments on your home. And then if you can refinance down the line and there are better rates and you get a better payment, fantastic, then do that. Don't just think of it as an absolute, it's going to happen, because it may not. That leads us to the next mistake, and that is thinking that maybe this is only a 3 to 5 year home and thinking that you're definitely going to have equity in your home to sell it in 3 to 5 years. That may not be the case. Home prices right now are thought to maybe go up a couple percentage points here in Metro Atlanta area, but not a huge jump. And over the next year or two, they're probably going to stagnate, maybe fall, maybe go up a little bit, but there's not going to be any huge jump like we saw in 2020 and 21. So what does that mean for you as the buyer of a home? If you're thinking, hey, I'm gonna live in this home for 3 to 5 years, which is fine, you might not be able to build up enough equity in the home just by paying your monthly payments and by maybe home prices going up a little bit to sell in 3 to 5 years and actually make a profit off the selling of your home. You may get your money back, but don't think you're gonna make some huge profit off of it. It also might be that when you sell your home, you might lose a little bit. So are you okay with that? Or are you okay with maybe you thinking this is a 3 to 5 year home, but maybe you're in it 6 to 10 years? Is that okay with you? If you're not, then purchasing that home right now might not be the best thing for you. Either look for another home to purchase or maybe hold off. Some of you out there might think, okay, maybe if I can't sell it in 3 to 5 years, I'll just rent it and buy my next property. That could be great, but make sure ahead of time that you know a few things. One, if you're purchasing a home now and thinking, hey, I'm gonna rent it when I leave in the next 3 to 5 years, make sure that the home is rentable. If you're in an HOA, do they have any restrictions for renting it? The other thing you need to know and talk with your lender about this is in 3 to 5 years, do you actually have the financial ability to have a rental property and get another loan to purchase your next home? You may not. Don't just assume that you have the ability to have a rental property and purchase another one. Talk to your financial advisor and talk to your lender ahead of time. Mistake you absolutely want to avoid is going over budget in 2023. What I see is a lot of buyers, especially right now, pushing their budget up because of home prices going up and interest rates going up. What you need to do first is sit down and really go over the numbers and see what you feel comfortable in affording. Don't be house poor. Don't buy this super big home or a home that's in the exact area you want to be in and not have any money to do anything else because your monthly payments are so high on your home. Be careful of your budget. I strongly suggest get everything set up front before you start looking at homes. Make the decisions with your head, the smart decisions before your heart comes into play and you see homes that are 50 or 100,000 more than you really can afford. Now, the lender is going to pre-qualify or pre-approve you for a certain amount. Let's say you're pre-approved for $600,000. Well, it might be as you look at your budget, that $600,000 payment that comes up for your monthly mortgage payment does not really fit in with what you want. Maybe you feel comfortable with 550 or 500,000, maybe 450. I don't know. Look at your budget and make sure that you're good with it, because what you get approved for doesn't mean that's what you actually want to purchase. While these are definitely the biggest mistakes you want to avoid in 2023, there are other things as a buyer that you need to know that I've done other videos on that you can find right here. And don't miss another video as I post weekly about living, working, playing, and breathing all things Atlanta and the metro Atlanta area and all things real estate. So don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.